So, Father, I'm asking you tonight to rain down your blessings on the people of St. Joseph. Open their eyes, open their minds, and let the people understand that you are the mighty Father, and what you say stands. Because for me standing here tonight, it is only because you wanted me to come to St. Joseph tonight to give thanks and praise to you and to be with the people of St. Joseph. This is my home, St. Joseph. My mother was from St. Salisbury. I had all my family in St. Joseph. So I know that the people of St. Joseph are positive people. So tonight, Lord, I give you thanks and praise on behalf of all the ones that are here, the ones that are gone, and the ones to come. In the mighty name of Jesus, we give thanks.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Boots on the ground. Right about now, we are about to start our meeting in St. Joseph. And I want you, the people of St. Joseph, to know the reason why we are in St. Joseph is because we want a better St. Joseph. We know where St. Joseph was, and we know where St. Joseph is right now. And I know that we, the people of St. Joseph, we are not satisfied with how our village St. Joseph is right now. And we are not satisfied with how Dominica is right now. So tonight you will be hearing a lot of different speakers, and they will bring the powerful message to you tonight. So I want you to listen carefully of what they have in store. Right now, at this time, we are going to call the caretaker for the Pebbles Constituency, Mr. Davis.
Yes, yes, people, good night, good night. Are you getting this? Okay. All right, good night, everybody. I am extremely happy to see some people all the way from Vickers to come to people, to come to St. Joe, sorry. That was, I mean, to me, that says a lot. So I bring greetings to you tonight, people of St. Joseph, from the Pebbush constituency. And I wouldn't say much about the Pebbush constituency than to say Pebbush constituency, come the next general election, is going to be very, very interesting. It's a constituency you should look out for. All right? So that is what I will have to say for now on the Pebbush constituency. But in my passing around in the communities, St. Joseph, I am always in St. Joseph. And the people of St. Joseph need to ask themselves a question right now. Are they better off now? After 25 years of this government, are they better off? No. Right? I have been passing around, listening to the views of the people. And I can tell you it is not a good thing. And it's time that we hold our pal reps. When we vote for them, we hold them accountable. Right? You cannot vote for somebody and because they're giving you a little something, a little $200, a little $50, a little thing, for you to believe, well, that is it. It is more than that, people. It is much, much more than that. Right? What about the roads? The farming roads. Right? We need proper farming roads in St. Joseph. Right? I passed in the Layo Valley the area the other day, and after the bridge, that road, it is in a terrible state. I wouldn't even pass there and with a boy. Not even a four-wheel drive that can pass there these days. Right? It is terrible, you know, people. It is. And for you to be constantly the people of St. Joseph supporting those kind of things. Look at the cost of living. Every day things have been getting more and more expensive. People, it's time for change. It is time for change. And I am talking to you from my heart. Because I'm a young man. And I know what is going on. Right? I have followed this government. I used to work at MAP. I used to work at mapping, right? And I have followed this government all over. I have listened to them speak. Right? So I know and I understand what this government is doing. People, do not let this government take you for a ride at the next general elections. We cannot continue like that. And I want to ask one question here before I leave. In 20 years, what this government has done for the people of St. Joseph to create an economic activity among St. Joseph? Nothing. I saw a post the other day. We done it again. A little opening of carnival. We done it again. I mean, come on. We can do better than that, people. We can do better than that. And from my heart, I am telling you, people, do not make that mistake again. Do not make that mistake again. Let us put a government there that will change the economy, that will change the lives of people for the better. We have Dr. Thompson Fontaine. He has been fixing economies around the world. That is what he has been doing. We have our president, Honorable Lennox Linton. Well, you know, everybody knows that Lennox is a champion. The Honorable Lennox is a champion. Yes, they've read him. We know that. And we know he loves people. Right? We have Soso Forozo. We have Delbert Paris, Honorable. Right? People, we care about you. St. Joseph, we care about you. We want to change the economy activity around here. We want to change that around. We want to make lives better. And that is what we want to do in agriculture, in tourism, in health, in education. We want to make your life better. The young people, let us make the change. Join the United Workers' Party and let us make the change. You will hear much, 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 much more from the other leaders. So I am saying, St. Joseph, from me to you, let us make a change. Okay? I love you and good night.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you for this wonderful speech. You know, I want to tell you, the people of St. Joseph, something. There is what you call St. Joe, and there is what you call St. Joseph people. Now, let me tell you the difference between St. Joe and St. Joseph people. Now, when you born in the Princess Margaret Hospital and you come St. Joe, you is St. Joseph people. But when you born where the Somerset Sport Club is, you is a St. Joe. Which means you didn't born nowhere and come St. Joe. You call that St. Joe. So I am a St. Joe because I born in the Somerset Sport Club. So that means I'm from St. Joseph. I'm a St. Joe. Good. Now, the people of St. Joseph, we need to be honest to ourselves. And we need to analyze what was before and what is now. When we have to look at the data, I want to ask you an honest question, especially those of you who own shops in St. Joe. Was it better before or is it better now? Because in 1995, Dominica shops, the St. Joseph shop, was doing well. We had approximately 13 different bakeries in St. Joseph. We had how many foreign drive trucks and pickup and how many trucks in St. Joseph? I could use a car to go up in Cahome. I could use a car to go up in Atlee. I want you to be honest to yourself, the people of St. Joseph. Can we do that now? Can you go Cahome with a car? Can you go Atlee with a car? Do we have a market in St. Joseph? Do we have a proper health center with good doctors and nurses in St. Joseph? Our shopkeepers, are you making more money now? We need to be honest to ourselves and ask ourselves why. It's because we have a government that is incompetent. Our government is not ready yet. All they must do is when election come, they come and give us handouts in St. Joseph. They say that St. Joseph is next to their hand, and that's it. Till next election. Are we going to continue accepting that in St. Joseph? That is my question to you. So right about now, let me call the next speaker because if I have to talk in St. Joseph, I'll talk too long. So let me call my next speaker. So right now, I'm going to call the caretaker for the Rosa Central on a wrapper with a powerful man better known as Soso Faroso.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good night to all the beautiful people who are here with us tonight. St. Joe is no stranger to me. I'm not a stranger to St. Joseph. In fact, I've worked in the St. Joseph area as an extension officer, and I had a very good relationship with many of the farmers who had farms in the various areas in St. Joseph. And it's just so sad to see the state of St. Joseph before, how it was and how it is right now. I'm not a person who like to give you too much statistics, but I think it is worthy of me tonight to state to you where you were and where you are right now. So the St. Joseph that I know is a St. Joseph that was very productive. The point is, we work at the time in the banana industry, and St. Joseph and the neighboring communities were heavily dependent on agriculture, but bananas at the time was the dominant crop. And I must say that you all made St. Joseph proud, because every week in this community, you were able to circulate hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I have to say, when we did the annual count would have revealed just St. Joseph, because St. Joseph farmers farmed in Cahome, we used to call Cahome the breadbasket of Dominica, and they also farmed in the Live Valley area. And so when you combine the amount of money generated per year under the United Workers' Party, not now, you know, I don't know, under the United Workers' Party, you used to bring a proud $4+ million annually. Give yourselves a round of applause. Today, the best report that this government has for St. Joseph, and I take my statistics from the 2009 Poverty Assessment Report, and the best report the government of Dominica has for the St. Joseph people is a report that says 42% of the people of St. Joseph are poor. It means that out of 100 persons, 42%, but 42 of you all are poor. Now, that poverty did not come upon because of yourselves. I know you're hardworking people. But the policies of the government did not work in your favor. And so you resorted to be how you are. Because I know the people of St. Joseph, they usually work very hard. They go on their farms early and they leave late, which means that they were productive. So that is what the government, the best report card now of this government is 42% of you all are poor. And that is number one in Dominica, you know. So this, which means that St. Joseph, or you can even say the St. Joseph Constituency or the St. Joseph Parish, is now, as we speak, maybe even more than that, because that report was in 2009. 2009 is a little bit outdated. But now I can tell you it's even worse. But I do not want to procrastinate and tell you it's 50 or 60. All I know, you are in a bad state. How do you get out of that? And if this government was interested in ensuring that the St. Joseph people continue to thrive and to work what they earn, which is the land, would have been in a better position. Let me say to you, brothers and sisters, the Dominican Republic, not too far away from us, they have moved from conventional cultivation of bananas and they have now transited to 95% of their production being organic. What that really means for us, because the St. Joseph farmers have not been farming for a very long time. Your lands have been left fallow for a long time, and fallow simply means the land has been rested for a long period of time. Which means now, it is ideal and adequate right now, it is adequate to say, if we are to get our farmers certified, they will get certified very easy, the farmers. Because they have been rested for a very long while, they are not contaminated with chemicals. And so Dominica could have been just as the farmers in the Dominican Republic, and we should have been taking advantage of organic produce right there in Dominica and exporting it to the neighboring islands and even in regional and extra-regional markets. So the government is not interested. I'm not saying that things are the same thing as before, because you have farmers who have aged and we need to replace them. But you must remember that the United Workers' Party had recognized that coming. And what we had done at the time of the United Workers' Party being in power was to create what we call a young farmer program. Which means that all the traditional heads, all the people who are aging, we know they have to move on, but you have had a generation taking over so that we could continue to produce. But this government is not interested in this. They are not interested in this. So I will tell you, that poverty level that you are in, it was calculated mischievously by this government, and they have brought that upon the people of St. Joseph and environs. So Dominicans, how do we move away from that? Where do we go from here? Don't you think that we can do better? Don't you think that we can remove this government? Of course we have the power. Always remember that the power is in the people. And you can decide what is it that we want to do. You can decide tomorrow who governs you. But what is happening? Because they have calculated a way to put you in poverty. What they have been doing is stealing all along, including the electoral system. So right now, you may not want them, but they are imposing themselves on us. Because we do not want them, but they have found a good way. A good way for them, but we know it's bad, to steal elections and continue to steal elections and plague the electoral system with corruption, and that is very bad. And so we are saying, as a result of our situation here in St. Joseph and many other areas in Dominica, we must make up our minds what it is that we are going to do or about to do to rescue this country from the morass of economic hardship and other things that we experience. So St. Joseph, do not be left behind. You cannot be left behind. We are on a mission. We are on a crusade to rescue this country. And I know we've got a good team. We have Dr. Funken as the political leader. We have Honorable Delbert Paris as the deputy political leader. We have our president, Mr. Leonard, who has always been there working hard. And we have an executive who continues to push the agenda on behalf of the people. We are simply saying, enough of the excuses. You no longer can say, we have division. Every house has division, we just have to fix what we have to fix. Right now, what is the most dividing thing in this country is the government has separated the people gaining wealth as opposed, and they are the ones who are actually accumulating wealth. We're supposed to create the enabling environment so that people can work and thrive and live a better life. That is what you have to start thinking of. I mean, we will not be there all the days of our lives. But what we want to do is to leave a legacy for our children and for those who have not even born yet. So Dominicans, St. Joseph, you are asked in this way to join the crusade. Join the many Dominicans who are fed up with this government to get them out when the bell rings. And I will tell you, it's not hard to do. we have to make up our minds that we have to vote them out. Use our democratic hands. So St. Joseph, I call on you to ensure that we help in removing this government. Let us do it with one mind, one spirit, with unity, and let us rescue this beloved patrimony of us, Dominica. I thank you. Have a very good night.
Yes, General Photo, thank you very much. I want to welcome, for those of you that listening by radio, I also want to welcome those of you that listening by MO. Welcome. The United Workers' Party is in the house in St. Joseph, and we're doing our thing. So right about now, I want to call to the mic one of our own, a guy from the soil right here in St. Joseph, Mr. Tyrone Anthony.
Hey, blessings to you, Jean Saint Joe. Moi-même, moi, Jean Saint Joe. Et bien, moi, quand souhaiter son bon souhait. Where should I start? All right, good night, St. Joseph people. Blessings. For many years, a lot of people have hated me for telling them what is to come is already upon us. What we are looking for is where we are looking from. I saw it a long time. Once we were St. Joe City, now we are St. Joe. It is like a cemetery. Man, it is sad. Very sad. What these people have done is divided and ruled the people of Dominica. A labor right don't want to be seen too close to our workers, which we were friends for decades. And there is a culture of tribalism, a dog-eat-dog. Where they pass with ham and turkey, you don't know what they put in it to dotish all you. We all taking our ham and turkey. The other day I tell them, a lady give me a piece of ham. I give it to my dog and the dog wanted to eat me because its eyes get red. I said, that's what the ham and turkey doing to them now. So let me say something, people. We have to put all that partisan politics aside. Reginald Austri warning all you on DBS discoveries and saying that a politician should know when to leave politics. Well, he's saying make with austerity because sickness have a way of humbling people. If it was no diabetes, maybe I'll die already because I'm a dangerous person. Not to brag, not to boast, but I do not roll over and play dead for nobody. And God maybe said, the only way to humble me is to put me on my backside. That is why I can be here. Well, who know me? Who know me? Know me. Anyway, I am just saying, Reginald Austri say, when a tree get old, you have to cut the branches, you're pruning it, and allow new shoots to come out, and then you will get more fruits. He said that my grandmother is labor, and my father is Catholic. He said them things are finished. People get away with those things. They don't believe those things anymore. So you can change, you can transit. If you're a man and he's beating your backside day in, day out, run! Instead of talking about I love him, or the sex nice, or nothing like that. Your life, save your life. And all of us are walking around, a lot of Dominicans with a haversack on our back. Full. All the pockets are open and nothing is falling. Why? It is filled with empty promises. Dominica is going back in time rather than moving forward. The brother talk about our farm roads. I mean, come on, the Chinese are taking over Dominica and Dominicans are fast asleep. Anthony Hayton, Jack Garakan. The criminal are giving our employment to all kind of foreigners. It's deliberate for us to feel so hopeless. So all of us are running away from Dominica. St. Joseph is literally empty. Dominica is getting empty. All of us are running to Anguilla, to Toul and all of that. So forget all you little parties and politics, red, blue and green, and save all your country. We cannot allow Dominica to get worse than it is already. And it is getting from bad to worse quickly, rapidly. I am from St. Joseph. I am over 50 years. And I know that place. in its glory, St. Joseph. I know Dominica in its glory. And now Dominica is like a dead end. You know, when you reach, you walk, and then you meet a dead end. You can't go any further. But those criminals are doing well. McIntyre talking about, oh, he's making fun of Dominicans. Or you leave and go for greener pastures. Now when you're coming back quietly, or you don't see the barrels are not coming as before. Or when all you call all your auntie and nene and godmother, they tell you, no, they are just waiting to go to my third job. Because all you call in and ask for $50 and $20. Insulting and insulting the people of Dominica. So we leave and go America. Now Trump wanting to kick us out. Irving McIntyre, that is his name, the doctor. The man telling Dominicans, or you think the grass was greener elsewhere? Well, come back to Dominica, we'll turn you into cows and donkeys and sheep and goats. And because Dominica is full of greenery. But economically, we are in a desert. Economically, we are in a desert, Dominicans. Dominica have never been in that situation. Hurricane David and everything hit Dominica. Never see Dominica in that economic position or situation. So please wake up. I don't party. I voting for my conscience and Dominica. And the best option is UWP. I'm not a UWP, but I'm a supporter, I'm a voter. That kind of obsession, the occupation with party, I'm not in that. But when I see a light and it's not an incoming train at the end of the tunnel, I'm walking towards it, and that light is UWP. These criminals cripple Dominica and have everybody on their knees begging one man, that lunatic, that madman called Roosevelt Skerrat, stealing all the resources of the state, our own money, and I was begging him for what is rightfully belonging to us. I have too much to say. I will hush my mouth. I want Dr. Fountain and all big fellas to talk. I see Mr. Linton, they hiding in the corner in the middle. And I see a fella they call him P.I. I don't know what is his right name, but I wouldn't say it. Anyway, blessings and thanks for the opportunity, people. God bless. Bonnie, Mr. Ryan. Anyway, don't me church before, parce que bagay pa ka vini prier.
Yes, blessing. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together. This is the man of the soil. Right about now, I'm going to call the PAL rep, well, not the PAL rep, the caretaker for the Salisbury Constituency, Mr. Hector John, to come to the mic.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good to be in St. Joe. Yes, my second home. And you've heard blessings. I was in St. Joe when St. Joe was St. Joe. I was in St. Joe in the 80s. Family, I have a family in St. Joseph. I went to school in St. Joseph. And when you had the Somerset, you had when you had Somerset, Gramax, when you had Cow and Lion Park, St. Joe was St. Joe. And then before I go further, let me extend sympathies to the family of Kato Ferrara, Aldona Prosper, and Curtis Xavier Guive. Oh, Jolly died. Yes, extend sympathies to the families in St. Joseph and abroad. As I was saying, St. Joe was St. Joe because the people of St. Joseph worked hard. The people of St. Joseph, they were independent. I don't know if Mr. Coffey said it earlier on, but between Lion Park and Kahome, St. Joseph was bringing close to $13 million in revenue from bananas every year. St. Joe was St. Joe. Every year, $13 million in revenue from bananas only. So when you had the Catos and the CJ Ferraras and the Lockies and all the others, Omega and all the others, Val, Fanso, just think of them. St. Joseph was thriving. But they took your vote, they purchased your vote and destroyed you. People of St. Joseph, you had the power of your vote when you were voting for the Caleb Lawrence and the Wilmot Shillingfords and the Doreen Pauls. From 2000, they started purchasing your votes. Your own people from St. Joseph will purchase to come home and vote against you. The same people who are under Trump right now. The same people who got the stimulus packages from the US government. They came back home and they destroyed you. I grew up knowing Roseau, Portsmouth, Granby City, St. Joe City. What are you hearing right now about St. Joseph? You have, but you don't know. Your livelihood was car home and Layu Park, and you have no access to car home and Layu Park. So what it says about St. Joseph? When Matthew Adam took your Valley Bridge in 2011, you know what the government offer you? $500, you know. One off not to go to Layu Park. They said they're going to fix the bridge. How long since the Chinese fixed the bridge? And recently they put asphalt to your Valley Bridge. What happened to the bridge? The road from your Valley Bridge to Sultan or Pokasi? Absolutely nothing. So that means the people of St. Joseph cannot produce. Layu Park is empty. Goul, Niba, Chapara, Atli, Krom, everywhere empty. And these places they were very, very productive. So the land is still there. So that means the people of St. Joseph can go and produce. Nobody take that away from you. Car home. Let me give you something that happened about car home before I know about the speakers. Car home, we were in Parliament. So I told Calvin Daru, the former parent, let us work together. I will put the pressure on. And we'll go, when we go to cabinet, tell them let us fix the car, the Cuba Road and the Salisbury Heights Road. So our farmers will benefit. You know, instead for Calvin to but Calvin attacked me in Parliament instead, you know. So I told Calvin the reason why the people of Colio got the road in Opiton, Sukal Opiton, is because I was giving them pressure in Parliament. And Ronald Toulon was giving them pressure in cabinet. So we're working as a team, even though we're on opposite sides. We're working as a team in the interest of our communities. We are twin communities, twin constituencies. For the people of Kahome, the people of St. Joseph, to go to Kahome, they have to pass through Salisbury now. Because they wasted money at Cuba Road. They got 9 million euros. I told them to spend some of that money to fix the Salisbury Heights Road, so they could access the road to go to Kahome. They wasted money somewhere in Cuba Road. I'm hearing some people get cement, some get money to buy sand, and up to now they have not done anything on the road. But if they had the interest of the farmers of St. Joseph, the farmers of Salisbury, the farmers of Layu, Taru, Maho, Mero, who utilized that road, you would have invested heavily in that. So you see how it ties up to your vote. If you had the power of your vote, you would have voted that government out. If you had the power of your vote, you should be able to demand road to go to your farm. If you had the power of your vote, the people of St. Joseph will leave overseas and come back home to vote against you and to vote against your development and your pocket. They would not have done that. You have the power to tell them, stay away. I am living there, I feel in the heat, I feel in the grind. Let me vote for the people that I think is working in my best interest. People of St. Joseph, the United Workers' Party is there for you. And we hear the people singing, Hélas, Papa Bon Dieu, many workers beware. Have no fear, the United Workers' Party is here. They say the people of St. Joseph like Siwo, Fed and Siwo. That is what they say, since they might give you your Fed and Siwo, they give you your carnival, you're good. But there's after carnival. There's Ash Wednesday. Are you going to have breakfast and dinner on Ash Wednesday? Are you going to go to your farms? To your workstations at Clay Harbor and Roseau? People of St. Joseph, it's your time. People of St. Joseph, it's our time. People of St. Joseph is the United Workers' Party. Your party. Please support the United Workers' Party. We are there for you. We are preparing the path for you. But also, before I go, you have to change your language. You have to change your body language. You have to change how you speak. You have to change what you do as brothers and sisters. We have to ensure that when they come to you with the $500 on your red envelope, tell them you want a job instead. This is why they remove Addis King. Because Addis King was offering you. Addis King was offering work for the people of St. Joseph. And they will call it Addis. They will call it Addis. They will call it Addis. The workers' parade. That's how they call it in St. Joseph. They will call it the workers' parade because she wanted the people of St. Joseph to work. United Workers' Party wants to go back to your farm. United Workers' Party wants to educate you. United Workers' Party wants you to have the best sporting teams you had, like the football team when you had football in St. Joseph, the Marshals. Gramax with Jeff Joe. Somerset with Ambrose and all the others, Kelly Blura. All this in St. Joseph have gone. Mr. Charles was involved. Mr. Charles was one of my teachers at ITSS. Basic concepts. Understand what you want in St. Joseph. And the only party that can bring you that type of development is the United Workers' Party. As you heard Blessings say, you don't have to support party, you know. Which is the best choice right now? Everybody should come under the umbrella of the United Workers' Party. No matter if you're a pressure group, if you're a side party, if you're a smaller party. But the only party that is ready right now to move the maker forward is the United Workers' Party. Thank you and God bless you.
Yes, my people, thank you, Hector John. Right about now, we are about to call another speaker, a man of the soil, a Senjo man. And this man is no other than attorney at law, Mr. Elwood Charles.
Good night. Good night people from St. Joseph, good night friends, good night visitors. And if there are persons listening to this program, I want to welcome you and say good night. I believe I was properly introduced as a St. Joseph man. And tonight, I also want to thank the previous speakers because they have established a theme talking about St. Joseph when St. Joe was St. John City. And I thank you. And I want to see if I can add my small part. And I wonder where to start. I wonder if I should start in 1898 or if I should start in the 1930s. There's a connection between these two dates. And the connection between these two dates is an individual by the name of J. Ralph Casimir. He was born in St. Joseph. If you look to my right, there's a little road they call Kugawi. He was born in 1898. He was a Gaviite. He was a poet. You can Google that name. His daughter, Kathy Casimir McLean, has written a biography about her father. And I will go back to this. Why 1930s? As a supporter of a national hero of Jamaica, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, you must have heard that name. He and other supporters of Garvey convinced Garvey to have a Caribbean tour in the 1930s. And Garvey visited St. Joseph and he walked on that ground. So the ground that you're standing on, it may not be holy ground, but it is fertile ground. St. Joseph has produced a number of individuals, male, female, and institutions that have done Dominica well. And I will tell that to you. The question is, has Dominica treated St. Joseph well? Or we can ask, what did I not do lately? You can ask yourself that individual question. But if, and why do I say it's fertile ground? If you look a little beyond to my right, after this tall building to my right, there's a second tall building. It is the family house of Baroness Patricia Scotland. Baroness Patricia Scotland was born in 1955 in St. Joseph, in the same year that I was born. So we have done Dominica well. I'm not saying I reached the stage she has reached, but we have done Dominica well. And if we continue to our left, no, my right, sorry, and the Kubari Street, a young man became the president of Dominica, a young man by the name of Eliud Thaddeus Williams from St. Joseph. And a few years ago, not too long ago, he parted Tarlotan, led to the cafe on Pilbagay and St. Joe. And you must have heard about the Kapesh Youth Group. And out of this Kapesh Youth Group, we gave Dominica the second president of the National Youth Council in the name of my cousin, Everton F.H. Charles. He became the manager of the cooperative league, and he moved up and down the breadth of Dominica, establishing the foundation and ensuring that cooperative credit unions had a strong foundation and they were sustainable. St. Joseph has done Dominica well. And we can continue. We can continue just ahead of me on my right, but those of you in St. Joseph will go again on my right, and there used to be a boat shed we had the most productive fisherman in St. Joseph by the name of Dilo Nicholas. He was the master of the West Coast from Point Michel to Portsmouth, and he provided fish and polio. And if you talk to anybody along that line, they will tell you about Dilo Nicholas. But Dilo Nicholas was the elder brother of Isaiah Thomas. Some of us will remember Isaiah Thomas in 1975 being a member of the Labour Party electrifying team. Isaiah Thomas, the school is named after him. But some strange guy at one time, the school was not named Isaiah Thomas, it was named St. Joseph Secondary School. Dominica attempted to steal from the dead. But it was restored, fortunately. Some of us were militant enough to ensure those who tried to steal from the dead were removed from the corridor of power and people get their rightful recognition. We have to ask ourselves, what have we not done lately? It's very important. And I will continue in terms of fertility. I will not talk much about Gramax International Gramax. I will not talk much about that. Prisoners have spoken about that. I will not talk about the Somerset Sports Club. People have spoken about that. Thank you. I'm coming there. But I will talk about his uncle first in terms of social support. His uncle, most of us know as Uncle. He probably have the record of extending sympathies during bereavement to the most persons in Dominica. He attended every religious body, and you could be guaranteed one person during your service, because Mr. Adams said, you must not be afraid. He was an exceptionally close cousin of my grandmother, Makato. He was a Seventh-day Adventist. Makato was a Catholic. And he was allowed to sing at the funeral service in the Catholic Church. The first time they allowed us in my Adventist. Listen to sing. It spoke volumes about the camaraderie, the relationship. Honorable Hector John from Apparat also will talk about that. But I will tell you a story many of you do not know. And it wasn't a long time ago, it wasn't that long, when the policies of the political parties was all shall eat. It wasn't, if you're not ready, you're dead. The policy was all shall eat. And I've been taking liberty to mention people's name because that is a privilege I was given growing up in St. Joseph. You mentioned their name in good light. And I'm going to mention the name of two stalwarts. UKB, better known as Dennis Amis, a stalwart of the Labour Party, and Ratcliffe Richard, a stalwart of the Freedom Party. They led the gangs, and when there was work in public works, they shared the work. They gave each other the list. If there was job for 15 persons, and the Labour Party was in power, they will say, okay, I will take 9, I will give Freedom 6. It was the case, it was Freedom Power. When Freedom Party came in power in 1980, the situation changed. Labour would get 6, Freedom would get 9. There are politicians alive there that can verify my statement. And I'm not afraid. You do some history, you do some research, you talk to people. Some of you probably saw me talking to an old lady. I told her, took liberty and mentioned her name. In terms of carnival, there were free women. A lot of men ran carnival. There were free women who were the masters in the culture, and they provided us with that support. Madonna Look, she's still alive. Darpone, she is dead. And my baby laugh on her dead. They were masterful cultural persons, and they encourage and they support. So St. Joseph gave a lot to Dominica. They were in the forefront with Grande. When they get the Freedom Party government to remove the ban on the mask of masqueraders. You talk how we maintain and sustain the culture of Dominica. So St. Joseph has given Dominica, or served Dominica well. The question is, do we deserve better? Can they do better? Is very important. And we continue talking about persons who have produced, and I can talk about Colliho and the communities beyond Colliho, Gel Leon. You just talk to people about Sean Shillingford, Roosevelt Shillingford, Blessing's uncle, Tyrell Anthony. They were the best caterpillar operators in the public works, and they have given Dominica a lot. I think Sean died while cutting a road somewhere. And while we are in public works, you just have to mention the name of Amos Joseph. Amos Joseph was the father of Jefferson Joseph. He was one of the best. And you just talk to some of the leading Freedom Party people. After he retired, they searched for him to come to build bridges within a short time. And he produced and he delivered from St. Joseph. While we are talking about skilled persons, when I was growing up, we didn't just have jobs. We had plenty jobs. On a morning at 6 o'clock, 4 one-ton trucks used to leave St. Joseph with the most skillful construction workers, loaded. So St. Joseph was basically the academy of skilled persons. We were good. The question is, what have we not done lately? Or what did I not do lately in skilled persons? Mr. John has spoken about the Marshall Music Sports. I will not talk much about this. Roy Marshall, a member of Somerset Sports Club, has the record for the highest score in the Windward Islands, St. Joseph. Yes, his mother is from Maribot, or was from Maribot, but they were St. Joseph born. And we continue along that line. So St. Joseph have a lot of skillful people. The question is, are they given the opportunities? Have they lost faith in themselves? Have they stopped talking to older folks? And you might be asking yourself, where did I get all the information I have? Most of it is not written. You get that information by putting your boots on the ground and walking and talking to people and respecting people. And I can say proudly, yes, I get a little problem in St. Joseph, but the people in St. Joseph love me. I have one fault. I am not a politician.
That's it.
They don't say that they love me. The people in St. Joseph love me, and they know I love them. And if I've never told you people in St. Joseph thank you, I'm using the opportunity to let you thank you for the love.
But we can do better. We can do better. We cannot sit at our home and depend on $300 and fight for $300. This is not respecting yourself. My father died when he was 89. He was a farmer, a fisherman, a steel band player, a community man. The first time he felt sick in my lifetime was when he was 86. He was 86 years old. And everybody knows in St. Joseph that apart from his farm in Kahum, 10 miles away, he grew vegetables, lettuce, etc. on a small area. His house was on a lot, 2,900 square feet, a little less than 3,000. But he had a small portion, and he provided the village of St. Joseph regularly, every weekend, with lettuce. And at the end of the month, he was making $1,000. Why do I say that? We can do better. Don't give up your independence and your freedom to other people. The life you live is your life alone, and you should not blame anybody. You should not blame anybody. That is the limit I have. I have given you a little bit too much. I can give you much. But thank you for listening and giving me the
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Right about now, I'm going to call another St. Joe man. This man is a roots man, down to earth man. Very good friend of mine. I learn a lot from him, and I keep learning from him. And he are going to speak to us about our health care in Dominica. And that is no other than Dr. I.P. Pascal.
Good night, greeting. This 1990, 89, 90. This is what this reminds me of. I consider myself an adopted St. Joe man because 1989-90, I worked in the St. Joseph district as the district medical officer. It was my first job as a doctor in Dominica.
Yes, I can come out.
And the people of St. Joseph, because of the way they treated me, because of the love I got from there, became very special to the extent where I say I feel more at home in St. Joseph and the constituency of St. Joseph than in Marigon. Now, everybody has been pointing out how things have changed, and I can attest to that because in 1989, I wasn't a specialist. I was just a young, regular general doctor. And you know, besides all the work I was doing in the health center, and everybody used to come to see me in the health center, at that time, I was able to have a private practice in the next street, in the one next door, right opposite my Elon shop. Now,
can you imagine that if in 89, the district doctor could, when he finished his work, he could still come and open up a private practice and see people. That tells you that the people in St. Joseph weren't doing too bad. They had money to come and see me privately. Now, I'm sure that none of there are 2 doctors in the St. Joseph constituency now, and I am sure that none of them can afford to have a private practice because nobody would have money to come to see them. So that tells you how things are bad, have become terrible in St. Joseph. So we're talking about poverty. Before I go further with this issue of health care in Dominica, I'd just like to ask some questions. How many people here feel that the health care in Dominica has got worse over the last couple of years? All those who have had any interaction. The majority of people feel it has got worse. Secondly, how many people here expect that if you fall sick, the country must have somewhere to go, for you to get some attention, some care, for you to get better, and for you to survive? Is that an expectation that everybody here in Dominica, or everybody here tonight has? Would we say that's a reasonable expectation? No! Because that is about your survival. So, if that is not the case, my issue is that who is responsible for that? The government now. So it means that the government is responsible for that. And if that is not happening, a man can only do so much for his health. And I'm sure over the years people have heard the story and done what they can, try to eat better, try to exercise, take their medication. But you can do all of that and you can still become unwell. And when you become unwell in a country, the country and the government in that country is supposed to be able to provide you with some sort of relief of your pain and your suffering. That's just reasonable. That's the minimum. Now, as we all know in Dominica now, the place we're supposed to go, or the places we're supposed to go when that is happening, we're not afraid to go there, because you're supposed to go there for relief of your pain and suffering, and you're afraid to go there. So how can that be? And even if you go there, the thing about it is that if you go there in fear, I can tell you as a doctor, 50% of your recovery, or you getting better, is based on the confidence you have in the place you go in for your health care. So if you go in there without confidence, you don't expect to do well. So that is the situation we have in Dominica today. And that is lamentable, and it is the responsibility of the government in power to make sure that is not the situation for the majority of people who live in this country. We need another doctor. So, for 20 years, you have a government that's been promising you better health care. They even say, well, you get free health care if you're under 18 and if you're above 60. That's not so with me. I have to pay. So 20 years they're telling you that, 20 years ago they also promised to give you something called a national health insurance that would cover the cost of the basic care. So if you get sick, you don't have to worry about getting $5 and $10 to go to casualty or to buy medication or whatever we have to do now when we get sick. The thing about it is that you're not even getting the free. You're not getting any care at all. So they promise you free, but in truth and in fact, you're not getting any.
Explain that to us again. You want to hear that?
You want to hear that again?
Yeah. I'm getting it.
For 20 years, we have heard that the government tends to boast that if you're under 18 years and you're above 60,
I am there.
you can get free health care.
I am buying mine.
But what I am saying is that you not even get that. Is almost, that's a promise, but it's even becoming like a lie now because you're not getting any care. So there's, you know, not even say you're getting it free, you're not getting anything. So the issue is that people like me will come in these things that I used to do when I was a district medical officer. We used to have these little meetings, we used to call it health promotion meetings. And we'd encourage people that your health is your wealth.
That was the word at the time.
So, if your health is your wealth, and the government that's supposed to provide you with health care is not doing that, and your health is your wealth. So if you don't have no health, and it's the government that is responsible for you not having proper health, what is the government doing to you? The government is making you poor. Okay? So when we talk about the poverty in St. Joseph, we can directly relate it to the fact that maybe this is, the majority of this is because the government is not doing what it's supposed to do.
The government is not doing
Because
nothing.
if your health is your wealth, and the government that's supposed to provide your health, provide you with a minimum level of health care, is not doing that. It's actually making you poor.
Definitely.
And why is that so? Because if you have no health, you can't work. You can't make any money. And if you have poor health, and all the little money you have, all your savings, you now have to use it to buy paracetamol, to pay for blood tests, to pay for scans. What happens to you? You become poor. So the poverty that all of us talking about, and none of us getting richer except a few people in the government and their friends, is directly related to the fact that you have a government that is not taking its responsibility for your health seriously.
He's not performing, man, that's all. Yeah.
Okay? And that is something that in all this talk about elections, but that people have to realize that you now have to decide what you're going to do about that. Are you going to sit there and just allow a government to make you poorer and poorer by not providing you adequate health care, or the health care that you deserve or that you need to survive so you can work and make money and take care of your family?
Happy to you.
So the question I have is, what do you do about that? I know we all try, we're doing what we can, but we can continue. We need to realize that we need to continue, and we even need to do more than what we've done. The first thing people tell me when I tell them, well, the problem is your government. You have to do something about your government. The first thing everybody will say is, well, I did not put them there. Well, that is all right. You did not put them there. Your job is to take them out. Because they're making you poor by not providing you with proper health care. If there are no jobs for you to make money, for you to buy
vegetables and for you to buy proper food, then you're going to be sick all the time. You're not going to be able to take care of yourself, to take care of your diabetes and hypertension. So I think it's important that we all realize the relationship between the fact that you are not having proper health care, you have a government that's responsible for that, and that is what you need to understand. I think we need to understand that we need to do something about that. And that requires each and every one of us to do a little bit more than we've been doing. Those who complain need to complain more. Those who come out to meetings like this need to do that more. All of us need to do a little bit more. And why I think it's important for us to understand that, and why I want to say these few words here tonight. I remember a couple of years ago, in relation to Mr. Skerritt and his government, we used, well, not me, you all used to say, give the young man a chance. And then it's moved from give the young man a chance to if not Skerritt, who? Yeah. Well, I am saying things have become full circle. I think we all must realize and accept that it's going to have to be somebody else but Mr. Skerritt. Because why I say that is that we now have to change the thing and say, well, nobody else. It has to be somebody else. It cannot continue to be Mr. Skerritt and his government. Because if for 20 years they have been there or more, and they're doing the same thing, things are getting worse. You're getting poorer. You don't have health care. Then you have to change. And we don't have the luxury anymore, in my view, to just sit there and think somebody else is going to come and do it for us. I think each and every one of us must realize that we have to do more, we have to fight harder, and we have to change the situation that we have in Dominica. Because it's not, people say, well, Mr. Skerritt and his government, they're wicked. People say they're lazy. You know what I say? I say they can't do the work. And if you can't do the work, I fire you. Simple as that. I don't care who you are. And I think that's the simple solution to the majority of our problems now. And we need to get on with this business. All right? Thank you very much. And all the best.
Yes, Doc, thank you very much. So you guys hear exactly what is taking place with our healthcare system in Dominica. Right about now, we are going to call another St. Joe man. Look to the people. That's why I tell you St. Joe was St. Joe City. Because the other person we're going to call can also relate himself as a St. Joe man. And that's a powerful young man. And this man is the deputy leader for the United Workers' Party. So I'm telling you, the United Workers' Party have good things to come. I'm calling right now no other than Mr. Honorable Delbert Paris.
Good night, everybody. Good night. It is good to be in St. Joseph. The weather is cool tonight. We're having a little sprinkle, but everything is all right. Everybody all right? And you can hear me. As I come to talk, the mic stop making feedback so we know it's action time now. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, I will not be long tonight, but we have a few things to talk about. Elections have consequences. Let me hear you say that. Elections have
consequences.
Elections have
consequences.
Ladies and gentlemen, elections have consequences. And what are the consequences? Many of them are the simple ones. We heard Dr. IP talk about it a while ago. It will affect the way you live your life. Everybody, individual, independent beings. But the people we put in power and decisions that they make directly affect the way we live our lives. So I want you to answer me. Do you want to be able to worship where you want? Yes or no? Good. Do you want to be able to take care of your children? Thank you, sir. Yes or no? Thank you very much. Yes or no? Of course. Do we want to be able to take care of our families, to work and earn a living, and to be proud about the living that we earned, and take care of our families, and even be able to bury them without having to beg for money to bury our loved ones with dignity? Do we want to be able to do that? But of course. When you have a problem, regardless of the difficulty you're having, and you go to the police, do you want to be able to get solutions to the problem that you're having? A little assistance from the police? Yes or no? Of course. And when you go to the hospital, whether you're going for a checkup, you're going to have a baby, or there's some health difficulty that you're having and you're looking for help, do you want to be able to have confidence in your healthcare system? That 50% that we just heard Doc talk about. Do you want to be able to know fully in yourself that you will get help from the healthcare system? Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all of that is affected by the people we put in power. By the people we allow to make decisions on our behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, elections have consequences. Electoral reform is not just an idea that people talk about. It is a real thing. And the real tangible thing about electoral reform is that who we put in power must reflect the wishes of the people. And our voices in St. Joseph and Salisbury and Maho and Marigot must not be diluted by people who are not interested in people, but more interested in themselves. Elections have consequences. Ladies and gentlemen, electoral reform is about providing an electoral system that will ensure free and fair elections. And elections that are free from fair. Huh? Free and fair elections. Because when you have free and fair elections in your country, people don't live in fear. We heard so many speakers come before and talked about St. Joe City. I remember St. Joe City. My grandmother used to work in St. Joseph. My uncles used to live in St. Joseph. I have family members here, and I turn around, I come and I marry a woman from here. So I close to St. Joseph. I remember when it was St. Joe City. So what happened to St. Joe City?
No problem.
Well, you wouldn't get me to say that on the mic. Something happened, ladies and gentlemen. What we are witnessing in St. Joseph, and not just St. Joseph, in other places in Dominica, is a result, is a direct consequence of stolen elections. Not free and fair elections. Elections where our voice was diluted by people who decided to steal elections with money. With our money. By people who decided to use people and allow people to vote who were not supposed to. By using fraud and corrupt practices that are now facing us in the form of violent consequences. So that we cannot get solutions from the police when we need their help. And our places of worship are now compromised with politicians that shouldn't be in there. And when we go to the hospital, we cannot get the help that we go there for. At the very least, we are not sure that we will get it. To take care of our children, we have to beg. To bury our loved ones, we have to ask, please, and beg to bury our loved ones. People of St. Joseph and the people of Dominica, that is injustice. And it has to change. It must change. It will change. Because it wasn't always so. In Parliament now, what is happening, there is a direct urgency to protect the winning legacy. to protect the willing legacy of them fellas. They come right. By using two simple words. Don't let people trick you. Elections are affected directly and critically by two things. One, the people who vote, whether or not they should be voting, whether or not they are eligible to vote, and the people who are willing to purchase elections. Ladies and gentlemen, when people purchase elections, they do not care about you. It is a business transaction, and once you have given them what they paid for, they will do what they want. And we are seeing it here now. People are disconnected from the land that built their communities. All of our heroes and our legends continue to be disrespected. They continue to be disrespected and their legacy erased, so that it does not help to improve the legacy and the mind and the consciousness of our young people to say, you know what? I can look up to that man in our community. That man has done well for his family through hard work and ethical behavior. He didn't steal, he didn't rob, he didn't sell drugs. We don't have heroes like that anymore. Because everybody grows.
Everybody brooks down here.
Everybody brooks down here. We have young people who are terrified of a future in Dominica, so they are leaving. I'll give you an example that I learned tonight. Not a new example, because I have situations of that I've dealt with myself. But I learned about a new experience tonight. Young man, 20 years old, left Dominica straight out of college, moved to Antigua. His parents are here. I wouldn't call you. The young man has never been out of work since he has been there, and he's getting continuous offers. Young man, 20 years old, eh? Remember I told you. He recently bought his own car, brand new. Not from drugs money, not from money he stole, money that he worked for. Just by being responsible. In Antigua, 30 minutes over there. If you leave Dominica on a plane to go to Antigua, and I leave Roseau to go to Marriott, you will reach Antigua before me.
True.
You will reach Antigua before I reach Marriott. You have young people over there being able to live with dignity and pride, and be able to help their friends and their parents in Dominica from Antigua.
That is true. That is true.
Doing things in lightning speed that they could not do at home.
True.
Elections have consequences.
That is true.
And when people care, when the people in power care about the people that they serve, you see it. It is reflected in our young people. You listen to young people talk today, and I'll give you a personal experience. I went to the State College the other day to do a lecture. Life after State College. Had a full room, about 40 students. And I asked them, anybody planning to leave when they finish State College? Every single one of the students raised their hand and they said, on the first date, they are out of Dominica. They are out of Dominica. How do we develop a country without young people?
I know, right?
Who's going to build the industries? No, they don't exist. But at least, who's going to build the industries if every one of our young people go away? But we have to give them a reason to stay. And if 25 years of an administration has not given young people a reason to stay and a reason to return, like Dr. IP said, you had to get fired, you can't do the job. Because your job as a government is to provide an enabling environment for young people to thrive. And if they feel that they can thrive in Antigua and St. Kitts and St. Vincent and St. Lucia better, they will go. And what are we left with? Men and women who are tired, who are ailing and who have aged, retirees who are afraid to go to the hospital, retirees who can't get their pension. Who said that?
I tell
Y'all
you.
evidence of that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Elections have consequences. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we do? What is our responsibility? What is our job now?
Take them out.
We have to be part of the change.
Of course.
We have to be part of the change machinery. The change machinery that changed the way we speak. No, it's not so it is. What can we do? We're going to do something about it.
Yes.
We have to make sure that we continue to advocate for electoral reform. True, proper electoral reform that gives us the results. Not to put a particular party in power, but to create the environment to ensure that the voices of the people who are in Dominica and who will be affected by the legislations, that voice is not diluted by anybody, whether friend or foe. We have to ensure that we continue to advocate that anybody voting in our elections, they have the right to, and they should be on the list. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there are some people who should not be on the list. Some of them are dead, and some of them have not been here. And we also have to make sure that our elections are not for sale. That we don't sell our votes. That our elections are not available to people who feel they can use our own money and the money of other people who have different intentions about the way we should live. We have to make sure that our elections are not for sale. Ladies and gentlemen, it will not be long because it wasn't always so it can't stay so forever. Very soon, we will be able to live in a Dominica that we can finally say is the best place to live, the best place to work, and the best place to enjoy life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. God bless.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Delbert Paris. Right about now, we're going good. We only have 3 more speakers to go. We're going good. Remember, we have an entertainment with our St. Joseph Sensei right here. So make sure you stay and watch our Sensei perform. Because St. Joseph have the best Sensei group. Right about now, I'm about to call the Vice President of the United Workers' Party. Okay, right about now, I'm going to call the President of the United Workers' Party, Mr. Lennox Linton.
To get caught. Duva there? Country Duva there?
Tetaba.
St. Joe Duva there?
Yes, Tetaba.
Well, I send your lady say, hélas, Papa bon Dieu. Many workers beware, because they were taking care of all our way.
Sure.
Progress, although there is no projects, although there was no money. You about your party, but still you will agree there was work around the country. Because workers take a Keshoy to Patu. When the workers were there, the farmers of this community who built this community, whether they were farming in Ackley, or whether they were farming in Carhome, or whether they were farming in Chapara, or whether they were in Gomon, or whether they were in Goul, or whether they were in Layu Valley, millions of dollars were coming into this community, and the people were taking care of themselves. 1980, 1990, we come to 2000, the government. And when the government changed, things started changing for the people of St. Joseph. And it has never been like it used to be back then. Everybody has told you that tonight. So what happened? What happened? This government told you that agriculture has been. And we must move on from that, we must diversify. One of the big areas of diversification that you were told about, tourism. Tourism.
Big boy.
So what has happened to tourism in the last 25 years? I will give you an idea. I'll give you an idea. Tourism in Dominica is where it is today. Exactly where it was 25 years ago.
Tell them.
In the meantime, in 25 years, the tourism product of Antigua, St. Kitts has grown by leaps and bounds, such that those products in Antigua and St. Kitts are able to employ thousands and thousands of young people, which is why they live in Dominica. Our young people are leaving Dominica because the jobs from the tourism sector, for example, are in Antigua, and they're in St. Kitts, and they're in St. Lucia, and they're in other islands. Nothing has happened here in Dominica. We're still bringing in stay-over tourists at 70,000 per year. Antigua has moved to 300,000. We're still doing about 300,000 cruise ship passengers a year. St. Kitts has moved to 1.4 million passengers. I was in Antigua 2 days ago. There are 4 mega ships side by side each other in the St. John's Harbor. And the more money that tourists spend in your country, the more money that employs young people, village people. So that's the story right there. While this government has been feeding you stories about how well it is doing and how wonderful the economy is growing, the economy has fallen flat. It has been flat over 20 years, unable to employ Dominicans, and put us in a stage where the Prime Minister is happy to boast that with the only source of income we have, the sale of our passports, he is sending $200 million overseas every year through employment of foreigners in Dominica doing jobs that Dominicans are capable of doing. So now, I came to St. Joe tonight to ask a question. If St. Joe do here, if Dominica do here, if the country is broken, and you know who broke it, you know who do it. Huh? You know they're not going to fix it. So who's going to fix it? Who's going to fix it?
No.
That's why I come to us tonight, you know. Who is going to fix broken Dominica? Because broken Dominica is not working for us. It is working for those who we are paying $64,000 a month to allow them to live in a palatial mansion. And side by side with the palatial mansion is his personal mansion, which is bigger and more expensive than the one we're paying for. All of that from our passport money. And if tonight in St. Joseph, you don't understand what is happening with Dominica, you don't understand Tuvadeye Dominica. Your son have a transport, you have a transport, or your neighbor have a transport, carpool. Alright? Make a little journey. Go to Mount Daniel and see what is happening in Mount Daniel by the residence of the Prime Minister. There is where you see people doing well. The only young man that had a chance, or ever should have a chance in Dominica as far as that young man is concerned, is Roosevelt Skerritt. Go and see where we are paying the $64,000 a month for. And go and see the structure that he's putting up for himself next door to that, which is twice the size of the $64,000 a month mansion. And then, when you see that for yourself, reflect carefully on St. Joe. Reflect carefully on the other parts of Constituency and see how things have deteriorated. Everything has gotten worse for the people of Dominica, but everything has gotten better for them. And Delbert Paris said, no, Delbert. I'll call his name proper. I want to call his name properly because he's a St. Joe man. I noticed Bernie Ryan. Bernie Ryan introduced everybody before me as a St. Joe man. That's just because he don't know about Dan St. Joe and Jeff Joe. You don't know nothing about that. So that was before your time, that before your time, do it that alone. But when I refer to this young man, they say he's a St. Joe man now, I have to call him by his proper name. Delbert Senator Paris. Delbert Senator Paris. That's his name. That is how his child called him, that's how I want to call him too. Delbert Senator Paris. Good night to you, sir. So, hear me now. The point about election having consequences. You get that, right? Because in 2000, St. Joe voted Skerritt and his party. And St. Joe has been voting Skerritt and his party ever since. What has St. Joe gotten for that? Don't tell me nothing, you get poorer and poorer. Poorer and poorer and poorer, while Skerritt get richer and richer and richer. So it is about him. Hear what you're doing. Hear what you're doing. Hear what you're doing. You sit down there, protecting one man's legacy while you're moving to over there. Who's going to fix that? Not you? Now, ordinarily it will be easy to fix, you know. Because when people don't work for you in government, you go to the polls and you vote against them, you change them. They know that. So what did they do? They capture your electoral system. They say nobody else will be able to win in that electoral system but us. So we set it up. We rig it so we alone will win. So you can't change your government. Big problem right there. Because the power and the authority of the country is in the hands of the people. We have to understand, now Dominica is in crisis and St. Joe is in crisis. The people of Dominica and the people of St. Joe must stand to correct that state of affairs and to set Dominica back to right order. We have a battle right now under the name Electoral Reform. But every time we use that term, I am minded to tell the people of Dominica What we're talking about is free and fair elections with integrity that will allow us, the people of Dominica, to put in government with our majority votes of conscience the people who we feel will best take care of our needs and our interests. And right now, as you know, and as everybody has said tonight, this is not a government that is taking care of people. People cannot pay their light bill, they cannot pay their water bill, they cannot pay their house rent, they cannot pay for their vehicles, they cannot have proper health care in the country. Everything is going the wrong way and everybody is broke, but a certain set of people are rich and getting richer. So, the capture we're going to continue. And the mic will go out. Hello? Yes, yes. So, what we're saying is, there is work for us to do, and there's work for us to do together. I want to ask a question for which I want everybody to respond. Do you here tonight believe that who runs government in Dominica should be decided by your brothers and sisters who live overseas as opposed to you who live here in Dominica? If it is those who live here in Dominica, if it is those Yellow. Yes. You following me? Yes. Question again. If you believe that government in Dominica should be decided by Dominicans living in Dominica, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. So now you want to know why you have a government in Dominica that you put there that has the names of all the people who are living overseas, especially those for more than 5 years, to keep their name on the register of voters so that they have a pool out there that they can consistently pay to come in to vote and to dilute your vote and to overturn your will as the people living in Dominica. And let me tell you something. This emotive thing that is running around the country from Labour Party people about right to vote and right to vote and right to vote. You know what the right to vote is? The right to vote is a right to vote for representatives in the Parliament of Dominica. That's all it is. It's a right to vote for representation. In the Parliament of Dominica, and if you're not living in Dominica, if you have the living overseas from the voters register, they don't want to have campaign finance regulation because they want to be able to spend all the passport money that they can on buying elections. And you would know that there are $8 billion, $8,000 million. Only get that, no? Yeah, 1 million, 2 million. You know. Another 100 million is, yeah. have $1 million, 100. Only the ID cards without fingerprints, but it's ID cards with facial recognition. And they decided on a few other things. But they're holding tight to the main issue through which they have been able to steal elections in Dominica. And St. Joe, we cannot stand for it. We will not stand for it. So when the call comes, I want St. Joe people, forget about who sending bus for you or who not sending bus. Find your way to the location where we will be. Because we have this major matter in front of us that must be resolved before we can go forward. Right now we're stagnating. We have stagnated for 25 years. But going forward, we have to get this government off our backs. And Roosevelt said wanted to go, you know. In 2022, he said he was going in April of this year, April 2025. You know what he did? April 2025, coming 2 months down the road, in December, he went back to the Labour Party and tell them, hello, I need to stay there. I need to stay there because people watching me. They say what I'm hearing, once I leave the government, everything finished for me, so I cannot leave. I have to stay. So you have to make me the political leader again. You have to vote for me in the convention, and then I will lead the troops into election. You're going to have election in December, you know. You know what happened? Freddie Fred. I don't know the rest of it. So, peoples, nice to see you, but get ready. We have work. We have a country to fix. We have a community to fix. And it's not going to be fixed by asking people who have broken it to fix it. We have asked for long enough. We have been civil for long enough. It's time to do what needs to be done to reclaim our country and to set it on the right path.
That's it, Barrel.
And your United Workers' Party, Team Dominica,
and our leader
is with you and for you, ready to stand for the best Dominica, for all the people of Dominica, and to make our beloved Nature Island the best place to live, the best place to work, and the best place to enjoy life. I love you. I thank you. God bless you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is the President of the United Workers' Party, Mr. Lennox Linton. Let's put our hands together once more for Mr. Lennox Linton. Right now we are winding up. Now we're coming to our last speaker. And after our last speaker, we have our St. Joseph Sensei that will be entertaining us right here. Before we leave, we want to see the performance of the St. Joseph Sensei. So right about now, I'm going to call on one of our powerful men in Dominica, and I have no doubt about it that he will be the next Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. And it is no other than the leader of the United Workers' Party, Honorable Dr. Constituency.
Thank you very much. Good night, St. Joe. Good night, St. Joe. Can you hear me? All right, it's good to be back in St. Joseph, a place I truly enjoy coming to. I've been there a few times over the past few months, but I can tell you every time I come, it breaks my heart to see the condition of this once vibrant community. It's really sad when you think that your feeder roads in Cahome and Ackley and all around the Mayrow and the road to Layo Park, none of these roads have been fixed by this government. And it makes you wonder what exactly it is that you're voting for. Now in 1995, 30 years ago, the people of St. Joseph voted wisely. They voted the United Workers' Party into office. And because of the votes in St. Joseph, the United Workers' Party was able to form the government. And in the process, they were able to bring development all across Dominica. Workers, you take a fair, Keshoy, Tupatu. And the country was moving forward. The country was going places. And then something happened. I don't know what it is. From 2000, the people of St. Joseph started to vote the Labour Party government. And the community has gone down ever since. And every year is getting worse and worse and worse. And there's a little saying in Creole, plus mal c'est plus cher, hallelujah. And that seems to be the situation here in St. Joseph. The government of Dominica has its foot on the throats of the people of St. Joseph, and they are preventing them from rising. But I will tell you what, St. Joseph, when with your help, we form the next government of Dominica in the next general election, we will make sure that the people of St. Joseph get restored to where they were in the past and even better. And how are we going to do this? We will make sure that the farmers of St. Joseph, those who are still interested in farming, get access to Cajon, to Atley, to Cuba Road, to the valley there in St. Joseph, to the Layu Park. We will ensure that those roads that you get to go to your farm are built up again, because we have a plan for agriculture. The United Workers' Party believes that the foundation of this country must be agriculture. And St. Joseph has thrived over the years on agriculture, and it will thrive again. St. Joseph, you will rise again. I'll say it again, St. Joseph, you will rise again, but only with the United Workers' Party Team Dominica. Because we have a plan for Dominica, a plan that will not only take care of the farmers, but the young people of this country. You heard earlier about the young people who are looking for a way out. And our young people are running to every single Caribbean country. They run into a place called Saba. And everybody know where Saba is? It's a little rock up there in the north of the Caribbean. And our young people, rather than stay in Dominica, they are not able to find any opportunities here. They run into countries like Saba. In 2013 until 2012, I worked in St. Kitts for some time. And there were about 20 or so Dominicans there. Today there were hundreds of young people in St. Kitts and Nevis, in Guadeloupe, in St. Martin, all over. The young people have lost hope in this government, and they have gone from this country. But the United Workers' Party will ensure that we create the jobs and the opportunities for the young people of this country, that they will stay in this country to build this country. And that is what we are promising you, the people of St. Joseph. Not only will we rebuild agriculture, but we will ensure that we have the jobs to go with it. The United Workers' Party has a track record of creating jobs. The United Workers' Party, when in office, was the party that worked the hardest to create opportunities for Dominica. New roads will open up for agriculture. New roads will open up to join Soufriere and all of the places. Roads will open up all over Dominica. We made it easier for the people of Dominica, and we will do it again. We will do it again, but we need your help. We need your help, the people of St. Joseph, to ensure that this foot of the Labour Party government, which is upon your backs and your necks, that is preventing the young people from seeing their way in Dominica, that is preventing our farmers
from going anywhere. This same Labour Party government that has refused to give a salary increase to public servants over many years have given themselves increases. The ministers of government, the Prime Minister, a self-declared millionaire in Dominica, one whom it appears the only one is working for. They have taken over 100% of salary increases. And what have they given to our hard-working nurses, to our hard-working police officers, to our hard-working teachers? So this government is not fair. It is not working in the best interest of the people of Dominica. And that's the reason why we must, Dominica, we must, St. Joseph, when these elections are called, after we have had electoral reform and we have new elections, that is when you must decide that enough is enough. 25 years is enough. 25 years of misery, 25 years of suffering, 25 years of pain. That is what we have had under this Labour Party government. Look at souffert aba Labour. Labour ka touffé nous. Labour ka pini nous. You know, in 2014, when I had the opportunity to run for the election with the United Workers' Party team Dominica, I remember clearly speaking out in 2014. That was 10 years ago, when I learned that the people of Dominica, our once hard-working farmers, were now dressing up and going to a prime minister to get a handout. I warned at the time that that is trouble for Dominica. You cannot build a country on handouts. You cannot build a country where the people are not working to build themselves up. You cannot build a country when you refuse to give incentives and bonuses and pay increases to your public servants, to your teachers, to your police officers, to your government workers. You cannot build a country that way. And that's exactly what we have. Our country is going in reverse. We are going backwards instead of forwards. And all of that has to do with this government that we have with us today. But we can take care of this. We can fix this, Dominica, and we must. Because what is at stake? What is at stake is the future of our country. What is at stake is whether we are going to lose every single young person through migration. What is at stake is whether we are going to live all of our lives in poverty. What is at stake is whether we are going to become a country like Haiti. And don't say it cannot happen. There was a time when Dominica was way ahead of St. Lucia. You go to St. Lucia today, hundreds of Dominicans in St. Lucia finding a better way of life. A few months ago, I was in the airport in Barbados, and a young man called me. He said, "Dr. Fountain, come, I need to talk to you." He asked me, "Do you remember me?" I looked at him, I say, "You look familiar, but I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw you in Dominica." He says, "Yes, I worked for 17 years in Dominica. I was a security guard in Dominica at the Scotia Bank for 17 years. And he said, I caught a break. I was able to come to Barbados. I am now a security guard in the airport here in Barbados." And he said, "Dr. Fountain, guess what? After a year, I was able to buy a vehicle. I could not do that in 17 years of working the same job in Dominica. I could not take care of my family. I had to run to Barbados." And he said, "Dr. Fountain, guess what? A brand new vehicle, you know. A brand new, not even a second-hand vehicle, a brand new vehicle after a year of working in Barbados. 17 years he could not accomplish that in Dominica. This Labour Party government is a dream killer. It is a dream killer. It has killed the dreams of hundreds of people, of hundreds of young people of Dominica. And it's time we say enough is enough. We have to tell Skerrit that it's time that he pack up and go.
There are good people within the United Workers' Party. There are good people that are prepared to roll their sleeves up and to work in the best interest of this country. And how we are going to do this, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are going to ensure that we restore agriculture to its former glory. Every single person in the world does one thing in common. They all eat. If you don't believe me, try not to eat for a few days and you'll see. Every single person. So agriculture can never be out of style. There's always somebody wanting our bananas, always somebody wanting our plantains, always somebody wanting our yams. And instead of this government organizing transportation and boats to get our agriculture produce up and down the islands, they are putting their necks on the people of Dominica, telling you that you're not good enough to make a few $1,000s a month. Telling you that you're not good enough to build your own home as you did in the past. This is the government we have in Dominica. People who build their homes in agriculture. In the past who did it successfully. They're now saying you cannot do it. And instead what they will do is say, okay, we will stick you in an apartment building. And now these same apartment buildings, they're rotting, they're stinking. And that is the best that this government chooses for its people. And we are sitting there and taking this thing for a joke. It is not a joke. This is not a joke, Dominica. And that's the reason why we have to get serious about getting rid of this government. We must get serious about getting rid of this government, because the United Workers' Party, Team Dominica, has a plan to restore Dominica to its former glory. We have a plan to make Dominica the best place to live, the best place to work, and the best place to enjoy life. And our plan involves creating jobs for the people of Dominica. We will be opening up the factories to manufacture our products. We will go after our water industries to make sure that the country with the best water, this part of the world, that this water finds its way to countries across the world. We will make sure that our produce, that is among the best in anywhere in the world, in terms of its taste and its quality, find its way to the tables of the people across the globe. We will make sure that people get rich right here in Dominica, and not just one man. It is obscene. It is a shame to see that this one man has become so rich. As far back as 2011, I told you of the offshore bank accounts of this Prime Minister, getting rich at the expense of the Dominican public. But it breaks my heart because every day, practically every day, I have 2 or 3 people calling for help. They need help, $100, because their bill for the doctor is $120. They need $120. They need help because they cannot buy the books for the child. They need help because school is going to open and it costs $200 to register the child, and the child may have to stay home because they can't find the $200. That is the country we live in today. And why are we not angry about this? Why it is that we have to accept this, Dominica? A place that God has blessed with all of this beautiful land. A place that God has blessed so that if we work well, if we work in the best interest of people, we can build up our communities. All over Dominica, our young men, when we had an opportunity to make use of marijuana, to make money out of marijuana, our Prime Minister said the best thing that you can do is to grow free trees. And all over Dominica, our young men are planting and smoking the free trees. When we could be planting thousands of trees, making hundreds of millions of dollars out of the marijuana product. But this government does not want to see our young people prosper. It does not want to see the people of Dominica move forward. It is just for a few. That is wrong, Dominica. And we are the people with the power. So next time during the election in Dominica, let us say to this government that enough is enough, that we want better, that we demand better. And the United Workers' Party has a plan for the development of Dominica. Dominica is, in fact, easy to develop. I will talk as an economist to you right now. I have spent the last 30 or so years working all over the world, in all sorts of countries. Countries with 120 million people in Asia. Countries with 60, 70 million people in Africa. And I know what it takes to develop a country of 60,000 people. We can have every single person who wants to work in just a few months here in Dominica. I know, because that's what I've done all my life. Helping countries develop their economy, helping countries put their people to work. And now I am back with you here in Dominica to tell you that we can do it right here in Dominica. My concern is not about getting rich at the expense of the people of Dominica. My concern is to ensure that every single Dominican gets an opportunity to earn some wealth. My concern is to ensure that no single Dominican lives in poverty. My concern is to ensure that every young person who wants to work will find work in Dominica. My concern is to ensure that we lead better lives. I am tired of the cry and the suffering of the people of Dominica. Well, that's it, sir. And it does not have to be like this. You know, that is the worst thing, you know. It does not have. We are a small country. We are a small country. If this man, who is the Prime Minister of this country, had only used the little portion of the millions of dollars that he's made for the sale of passports to put into. That is the country that we live in, Dominica. And we're just there like it's okay. It is not okay. It is not okay that our young people cannot find opportunity in this country that we love so much. That is not okay. And we should not accept this. And we have to do what is right. It is not so much about the party. It's about the individuals in this party. The Dominican Labour Party has failed the people of Dominica. The United Workers' Party will restore this country. The United Workers' Party will make it such that it will be great to say you are a Dominican once again. It used to be so nice, you know, in the past you would say, boy, we both seem to be from Dominica. Because Dominica up there, Dominica have ranks. We rank in, you know. Now you didn't want to say a Dominican. Today I was in the Windsor Park looking at a game, a cricket game. And I just shaking my head, you know. A government with so many young people have so much talent. We are good cricketers. We have 2 young men on the West Indies cricket team. And this government cannot find a few $1,000s to put up some lights. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
St. Joseph, are you hearing this?
Yes.
So every other country have big games. Every other country can watch Australia and watch England and watch Pakistan and watch all these big things. We cannot put up 2 little lights. Over all those years, we lost the World Cup. And it gets worse, you know. The cricket, yesterday I was in the park again watching it. I love my sports. The cricket started almost, I think about 1 o'clock or so. Why? They could not cover the wicket, not the wicket, the pitch. They don't have enough tarpaulin to cover the pitch. So we lose a whole morning session of play because your government, that you, the people of St. Joseph, have put there, cannot afford a couple tarpaulins so that the young men can play sports. That is the situation we have in Dominica. A government that refuses to build a health center for the people of Grand Fork. A government that refuses to put money into the hospital, so much so, and you heard it from Dr. IP earlier, he says 50% of your well-being and how you recover and so comes from the place that you go to and the confidence you have in. The majority of Dominica has absolutely no confidence in the China Friendship Hospital. And so what do we have? Most people who go in there come back out in a box. Persons who otherwise look healthy. Our health system is the worst that it has ever been under this government. Well, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, people of St. Joseph, we will restore the health system in Dominica. Not only will we restore the health system, we will ensure that every single Dominican have access to that health system through a national insurance scheme that covers everyone. We will ensure that. We will ensure that the average Dominican does not have to pay $10 US, $27 for a tube of Colgate. Matt Grisa. I was talking to an American friend yesterday who is here in Dominica. And I was saying I went to a store and I got it for $16. She says, no, I paid $10 US at the 7-Eleven for the same case of Colgate. Now, why are we paying those high prices in Dominica? We are paying those high prices. I'm going to give you an economics lesson tonight. Very, very simple. A tax is supposed to be a fraction or part of the cost of a product. So if a product costs $100, you put a tax of say 20%. So $20 will be added on to the 100. Okay? That's how the tax is supposed to work. I found out that in Dominica, by the time they finish with you in the port, tax on like 130, 140%, you know. So you're paying for the product twice over. You buy a little vehicle from Japan, you see it online for $3,000, $2,005 US. You say that's a nice deal. 10,000 EC you pay, plus your insurance, you pay that down. 10,000 EC. By the time that you drive out of the port with that's all like $40,000, $50,000 going. Because the government pushing their hands in the eyes of the Dominican people. You can push direct you as you. So what we will do, ladies and gentlemen, we will ensure that
Good successful man.
the taxes,
Keep it on.
the taxes that you are paying on the spot are regulated. We will make a comprehensive, and we'll be getting back to you with more information. We will be making a comprehensive review of our tax regime in Dominica. We will be reviewing our VAT. We will be reviewing our custom duties. We will be reviewing the environmental levies. Every single tax that has been placed on the people of Dominica, we will review those. Because what this government does not understand, because your prime minister,
Go in, man. Go in.
so ladies and gentlemen, this is serious business. I can go all night, you know. Because I'm very concerned about the state of Dominica. I'm very concerned about the condition of this country. But we are here tonight to appeal to you. We are here tonight to tell you that things can and will be different with your help. Let's not fool ourselves. The same tired government is going all over Dominica. Korpul, Kio, Kase, Zelio, Diokani Bataye, Kasa. Just all over Dominica now trying to fool. You can say Kione, Dominican. But after 25 years, your eyes should be wide open. Long there. Should not allow this government to fool you. any further. They have done more, they have done enough, and it's time we stop this government in its track. So people of St. Joseph, we are working hard on electoral reform. When we get the reform, and when there is elections in Dominica, we want to count on you as we did 30 years ago. You can make that difference, St. Joseph. You will be seeing us, we'll be back in your community, we'll be back in your homes, we'll be back with this message of hope, this message that we can get this country back on its feet, that we can stop the hurt, we can stop the misère, we can stop the problems that we're having in this country, so that your money does not run out after 2 days. Most people get their salary finished, you know. 10, 10, 11 mois, l'argent fini ou ça? Pas ni l'argent encore. So you spend most like 20 days without money, you know, in Dominica. That's the country we live in. That is our Dominica today. But we can do something about it. That's where, and that's what gives me hope. What excites me, Dominica, is that we, the people, will have the last say. We, the people, will get rid of this Labour Party government once and for all. Look at Fini Epiwasio. We will win this next election. We will do that with your help. You need to go out there, tell your neighbor, tell your friends that the United Workers' Party is back. We have a plan to rebuild Dominica. We have a plan for agriculture, a plan for the young people, a plan for the economy, and a plan to move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. God bless you, and have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Leader, thank you very much for this wonderful message. I want to tell you guys, thank you for coming out, coming and listening to the issue that is taking place in Dominica. That is wonderful. The people of St. Joseph, it's time for us to put sense in our head. It's time for us to see what is happening around us. Let us stop making this Labour Party government come St. Joseph and fool us. It's not because they give them a little apartment and without any title for your apartment, you don't own no apartment. They only put you in a house. It's not because they give you a little NEP work for you to believe that all is well. But the United Workers' Party going to do much better when they come in power. So I want to say good night to each and every one. Make sure you have a safe drive home. And thank you for coming. And United Workers' Party will do the rest for you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of Emma News, we say thank you all for viewing and enjoy the rest of the evening.